Question time choice cards.
First question proper for the panel tonight, which is, what is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you while you've been at work? So while you mull that one over, I've had many careers, but the most embarrassing moment in terms of my career as a mobile DJ was when I was at a wedding, and the DJ has to play the first dance, the romantic number for the bride and groom to dance to. So picture the scene, quite a full room, dance floor. The perimeter is surrounded by people with camcorders because it was the early noughties. And I used to get these trade CDs, right? So I sent a picture already. Am I right? Yeah, go check. Used to get these trade CDs that are like a random mixture of tracks, like really, really random. So somebody put as the track after the one I was after, this love song, The Ace of Spades by Motorhead. So when the moment when I say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the bride and groom for the first dance, I press play, Ace of Spades starts playing by Motorhead instead of Angels. And yeah, I just thankfully the bride and groom had a sense of humour, and I just wanted to crawl up my own arse and die. So that was my worst moment, playing the wrong first dance song. Anyone else got an embarrassing moment from work?
I was escorted off the premises for quite an embarrassing reason.
Oh, this will be good.
It was bad, actually. I was looking for other jobs in work time, and they found out. And I had been for a drunken team Christmas lunch because it was 2 days before Christmas. And I arrived back in the office. I went into an all hands meeting, which is the whole of the company. Somebody from HR tapped me on the shoulder and was like, Vix, can we have a quick word? And I was like, drunk. I was like, no, I don't want to miss the all hands. And she was like, no, you've got to come with me now. And they had my contract out, and they'd highlighted all the bits where it said you weren't allowed to look to work for a competitor. I didn't even want the job that I was scouting for either. It was just out of pure curiosity. And yeah, so drunkenly dressed like Pat Butcher, because I had like a leopard print coat on for my team lunch as well. So I had my leopard print coat on, my false eyelashes, and I was spirited off the premises, never to be seen again. And I couldn't even pick up my Christmas presents. They just dispatched me out into the street, took my pass off me. Couldn't even clear my emails where I'd been slagging them off. So that was pretty special.
Who did you work for? Bill Murray in Scrooged? On to our proper question, which was pre-submitted by Ian because he was so excited he DM'd me this afternoon while he still remembered it. So from Ian, if you could sleep with any celebrity with the caveat that they had a heart attack and died during, who would it be? So you're all now pondering, because I will sense that you have somebody in mind that you would like to have sex with but kill at the same time. So Alan,
someone that you would enjoy?
Not necessarily. Alan, we'll come to you first.
Yeah, well, I think that Graham, at least as far as the gentleman in question here may be concerned, Graham has put his finger on the very nub of the issue, because it needs to be somebody that you don't mind essentially fucking to death. But on the other hand, it's got to be so. I mean, and frankly, Graham, Alex, which of us gentlemen does not want fucked a lady to death on his CV? But it's got to be somebody that is sufficiently prepossessing that you could actually manage to get it up in the first place. I mean, Viagra will only take you so far, especially if, like me, you have a history of heart disease in your family. So, I mean, that means Anne Widdecombe, for example, is out of the question. So I think I will say Louise Mensch, who is a female member of the Tory party, columnist, and awful cow, who is nevertheless fairly blonde and streamlined and attractive in a fairly generic way. So I've already, my sexism is so vast that I've kicked an entire lady performer out of the show.
If you have a heart condition, you could almost fuck yourself to death, couldn't you?
This is true.
Believe me, I spent years trying. Yeah.
Okay. I
my
get your
university
logic.
days were nothing but. But yeah, that would be my answer. So
totally get your logic, Steph.
as long as we were having sex in a library or a church or something, so she couldn't open her mouth.
Okay, I mean there is ball gags for that sort of thing.
I bow to your superior. I mean, you've played a lot more vape and vibrator than I have, so I'll take your word for it.
Excellent, Steph. We'll come to you next. Who would you essentially like to Roger to death?
I think I'm going to go for Jack Nicholson because I genuinely want to. So I'd get a lot out of it, and I think he's old enough that I wouldn't feel too guilty that he would snuff it as a result. I think what a way to go for him.
But also that there would be an elevation of fame for all of us because we'd be mentioned in their obituary on the news.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I'd film it and talk about you all throughout as well. What was that? What was that, Graham?
It was just Alex mentioned that we would all be there in the obituary. So
separately.
AQT gangbang. Is that what's happening?
Separately.
Okay,
definitely separately.
Apologies.
Graham,
I think there's something brilliant about going down in history as the last great lay of Jack Nicholson's life, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if you remember this. Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Probably more worthy actors on that than have ever won the Best Actress Oscar. So that's great. But I was going to say, I don't know if you remember a film called I forgot what it's called. Fuck it. But Jack Nicholson.
Do you remember a film called that?
No, I don't. I'm making it up. But anyway, Jack Nicholson's in it, and he plays a bloke who has a heart attack after he uses Viagra to have an affair with a younger lady. And he was asked by the press afterwards, Mr. Nicholson, have you ever used Viagra yourself? And his response was, only when I'm with more than one.
Was this the one with is this the one with Diane Keaton?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Something's Got to Give.
That's it, yes. Thank you. Something's got to give. It has that brilliant musical joke where the doctor is telling him he can have sex again when he's fit enough to climb a staircase. And you just see him stood at the bottom of this staircase staring up at it. And the music in the background is going, you can get it if you really want. Yeah, it's quite a good, fun little film. Carry on.
Graham.
Sorry, ignore me.
Graham, your choice.
I guess I've had a similar thought process to Alan on this. Mine would be Priti Patel.
I was going to say that.
Preferably over a dinghy. I think that would be quite good. There's something poetic about that. She also strikes me as a bit of a disciplinarian, which we don't need to go into that. So yeah, there we go. Good.
Wow,
but the only problem with that, I did.
Sorry, say again.
Did you shock yourself?
Maybe a little, yeah.
Maybe a little.
I didn't realise I was so submissive, to be honest.
Well, I did think about Priti Patel, but firstly, I thought it was a step too far. Secondly, the problem is that if as a result of having sex with you, she has a stroke, half of her face will be frozen. So how could you tell you'd done anything useful at all?
True. Kitty Messaluna is watching. Also was thinking Priti Patel. So that's technically 3 votes for Priti Patel now. Oh dear. Oh, talking about sex with members of the government. Roger, one loose screw and the cabinet will fall apart.
Do the jingle.
Good. Roger, I made this jingle especially for you.
Rimshot. Denied.
Denied. Denied.
Well done, Roger, for the inaugural denied rimshot.
I just like to picture Roger's face now. He's seen that. Tej, we should come to you now. Who would you like to ride into oblivion?
I don't think I was ready for this, I'll be honest with you.
None of us were.
I think you
I
would
just-
have.
Oh my god, that was.
You're right there, Graham.
Yeah, we'll take Graham needs a minute. We'll take him out for a second.
Good call.
Yeah.
Isn't that usually Roger getting banned?
No, it's normally Graham that I lob out, isn't it, Graham? Yeah, right.
I think it would have to be somebody that obviously you guys have said you just think is a knob, but in not so much of a knob that you'd still want to kind of enjoy it. So maybe someone like, I don't know, who annoys me on TV? There must be loads of people. I'm like drawing a blank. I think it'd have to be somebody that's like really like muscular but really irritating. Maybe like Vin Diesel or someone, it's just like really hot, like really fuckable, but then you're just like, meh.
What about Joe Wicks?
Scotty T.
Oh no, Joe Wicks, you'd feel sorry for him.
And I feel like he's so fucking fit, isn't he, that you'd have to go really hard for him to have a heart attack because of it. I don't think I've got that in me. And
Yeah,
I
I think
don't
I'd
have
kill
the
myself.
That
force
sounds
for
too
it.
much like hard work.
I know what you're
don't
saying
have the
about
abs
Vin
for it.
Diesel. You'd think that the steroids may have weakened his heart slightly, so he might be in with the shout. So I've just noticed, I've forgotten Graham's there. I've just seen him waving his
Problematically, though,
hands.
because of the steroids, you might not be able to find his genitals, so that could throw a spanner in the works. But can I just point out, I am not on board with the everyday sexism with which you, Alex, assumed Tedge's position of choice during this. Neither Graham nor I got that particular requirement that we had to be the riders, and I feel it's against the spirit of the question that we don't at least get to choose the position.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if you're trying to kill somebody, my favourite position would be out of the question because you'd need eye contact. I'm just going to leave you to imagine what that is. I'm not going to fill anyone in. Hi, Ishi. What a great time for you to join
blanket
us.
over the mirror, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, since March last year, yeah.
And I think if you're fucking someone till they die from it, you have to be the one in control of the pacing, surely. So we're all the riders,
yeah.
innit?
But by the same token, the riders do most of the work.
Yeah.
So
we'd have to be fitter.
It's starting to look like a heart attack suicide pact now.
True. I really hope Ian's watching because who'd have thought this question would nearly do 20 minutes? Not this guy, not me. Hell no.
I genuinely am starting to imagine myself on my back in a rubber diggy with. This is going to be. I'm going to have an interesting night, I think. Anyway, next question.
I know who I'd kill. I know who
go.
I'd kill.
Go.
Magicians. So like David Blaine. Like, who's that?
Magicians.
Who's that that does what's his name? Name stupid young magicians.
Dynamo.
Dynamo.
That's it.
Good. I love the fact that you said you would kill all magicians with sex. That's like all of them.
Get a real job.
I think
That's
you've
the
not
project.
thought this through, Ted, because I think you're going to have your work cut out with Darren Brown.
That's true. It's sort of like mentalism, which sort of like it's like if you're going to try and be a magician, at least learn a trick. Don't just like try and stare people out.
You're done.
Yeah.
You know how you specified heart attack? It could just be outright murder, couldn't it?
No.
Well, assuming we get away with it. As you can imagine, this has set the comments into overdrive. I think this one may have been before we asked the question, hi, did everyone get snow today? Or maybe not. I don't know. Too much snow could cause the heart attack during death. Kitty Messalina.
There's nothing worse than a heart attack during death.
Yes, that's good. I get a chance to try out another new jingle.
I can't. Words. Good.
I always knew the first time that would be tried, it would be on me and no one else. What technology makes you irrationally angry? Now, this could. Nate's boiling over already. I sense you have a few to hand already, Nate.
No, just because it was this week. The fucking software they use that you input your tax return on, it couldn't be worse if it tried. It drove me mad. Like literally, I am an honest person, and I know I have fiddled my taxes because it was fucking easier. Because it's just an absolute nightmare trying to fit. It's just it drove me absolutely insane. And you've lit the fire. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Okay.
This sounds like the Jimmy Carr defense.
I cite the Jimmy Carr defense. So the tax return software, Jay.
Now stick with me here, but pre-grated cheese.
Floury.
Floury, yeah.
It's just fucking horrible, and I don't know why anyone would do it. And I just anyone watching, I do talk about things other than cheese, but pre-grated cheese, like it genuinely infuriates me and just angers me. Yeah.
I do. I mean, there's a point with the technology with ready meal packaging where you just think, you lazy bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I sometimes I see it and I just think, whatever would possess somebody to buy, and you can get this in Tesco, a frozen cheese toasty.
What?
And I bet you pay shit as well.
No,
but
do you know what? No, I blame Tesco for selling that shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alex, didn't you once buy a pre-frozen omelette to eat on camera?
Why? Yes, I did.
That's research and entertainment, though.
That's a nice segue into the web series called nicely retitled Skin Food Critic, which has recently come back. Yes, so that's where so I have a connoisseur-like knowledge of really awful, cheap food tech. Although I have found out recently that the Aldi microwavable kebab's quite nice. So I do recommend that. How the hell did we get onto this? Oh yeah, technology. That's right. Yeah. So Jay with the cheese, the frozen cheese toasty and the frozen cheese omelette is not my main one. The one that's really winding me up recently is with Apple phones. The recent update where they turn your music down.
Oh yeah.
Yes. If you I my main exercise is I go out walking, so I go out walking with headphones on, listening to music. I don't think it's not like thudding. I don't have an earache afterwards, but I hear this beeping noise. My music goes down, and I see a notification going, "We have turned your music down to avoid ear strain." It's like my phone's turned into this perky little intern that's trying a bit too hard. So it's just like, okay, I want it at that level, to the point that I even tweeted Apple today saying, "Dear Apple, if I sign a waiver promising not to sue if my earring's damaged, will you stop turning my fucking music down without my asking? It's that volume for a reason. I want it loud."
To drown out the voices.
Yes.
Updating whether they come back, whether there's if you can actually do that, is that is really annoying. It's like, you're not my fucking mother. Shut up.
Yeah.
Do you think Apple will fix your issue by just like adding, like personally sending you a second downloadable album of U2, a second one?
Awkward. We're back, baby. Awkward Question Time returns. Brand new season online from Sunday, 7th of May, and live at the Ed Fringe, 5th through 27th of August. Not Mondays, though. We do need a day off. Hey, we're only human.
Oh, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo indeed, sir.
Has being a Doctor Who fan, or fan of any sci-fi, ever got you laid?
Well, it's got me married, so no.
Do you know what? That was beautiful because for a moment I was in On the Buses. That was one of the most wonderful things to see. You, oh God, I can't believe it. Yeah, I just want to have a pickled egg. Oh God. Who was that wonderful actor? Michael, you'll remember, Toby.
Michael Robbins.
Michael Robbins, yeah. That was such a that is
Richard Mace from The Visitation.
So good, so good, and
Matthew Waterhouse. Well, when he was in Doctor Who in The Visitation, apparently he spent the whole thing going, "This is terrible. It's the worst thing I've ever been in." And Matthew Waterhouse was like, "You were in On the Buses."
On the Buses is quite remarkable because I think they repeated that at some point recently, and I'd never realised that the films are very much the Lawrence of Arabia of the early 70s British film industry compared to the sitcom, where there's just obviously not the time for retakes. If Doris Hare forgets what she's doing, that doesn't matter. Someone's dropped a pan, they won't notice.
Because they see a boom mic coming into shot, that happened a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just, it's such a remarkable show. And as you mentioned before as well, that very strange thing where for some reason 17-year-olds are enormously attracted to 63-year-old men.
Yeah.
I know. It's mad. It's mad.
If we ever wondered if Brexit was going to happen, we merely had to remember that the most successful film at the British cinema in, I think, 1971 was On the Buses. More successful than anything else that came out that year. More successful than I think it would have been on Her Majesty's Secret Service. The most successful movie was On the Buses.
Oh dear. If you're talking about you living with your dad and watching a lot of ITV3, has he found Talking Pictures TV?
Oh, I took him there. Oh, Talking Pictures for me is an absolute joy because there are just certain actors that Reginald Beckworth. And I know that will mean something to you, Toby. Reginald Beckworth, there was a whole week where every single day, they didn't call it a Reginald Beckworth season because technically it wasn't, but every single day, wonderful actor. And if you don't know him, look him up now. You will immediately recognise him. I think he was in one of the, not necessarily a Carry On film, but he's definitely...
He's in Scott of the Antarctic, and he's in The Day the Earth Caught Fire, He's the landlord of the pub in The Day the Earth Caught Fire.
That's right, Lease of Life. And he was one of those actors that was just, we need someone to do, it's a good scene, it's only one scene, but we want someone, and Reginald Beckworth died very young, unfortunately, but that's what I love about Talking Pictures, is it means a whole day of going, oh God, what's her name? You know, she was in the, she was in the thing with that man.
And of course, when those actors died very young, they still looked 75. So they clearly lived. They clearly lived a life. They packed more in, shall we say?
In your opinion, what is the worst song lyric?
Oh, I know the answer immediately.
What's that Desiree song?
John,
I believe it's the Ava Max song. I'm cute, but I'm psycho. I'm a little bit psycho. I'm hot, but I'm psycho. That's not quite the lyrics, but it rhymes psycho 3 times within 2 sentences, and it drives me mad when it's played on the radio.
If you're rhyming the same word over and over again, that's an instant fail. I think in anyone's book. Julian, we'll come to you next. A fellow DJ as well. What do you think? Like the worst song lyrics ever.
Well, probably the worst song lyrics of a song that I quite like. Do you remember "Drops of Jupiter" by Train? That is 2002 or 2001, 2002. So they talk about Taibo as well as the universe, and it's just odd. It's a lovely tune, got nice chords, but the lyrics are just nonsense, utter nonsense.
Yeah, because my least favourite lyrics is from another Train song, which was out like quite a few years later, where it's can't swim, so I took a boat to an island so remote that only Johnny Depp has been to it before.
That's deep, man.
It sounds like Johnny Depp does.
That just has so many questions that you're just so angry you can't get a sentence out to ask those questions.
I think he forgot about the film crew that was there with him during that island, every island shot.
Or either that, or he just really, really took it bad when he had an argument with Amber Heard.
No man is an island apart from Johnny Depp.
Possible. Yeah.
There is the Lauryn Hill lyric where she says she was defecating on the microphone, which obviously means she was shitting on the microphone, which I'm sure she means it metaphorically, but you know, it's not. I don't want to be singing after her. Put it that way.
No. She's closed down many a karaoke night. Katie.
Yeah, me.
You look like you're about to rev up with the song lyric question.
Me, that Desiree one, Life, where she's afraid of a park, especially in the dark, and she's afraid of a ghost when she's eating toast. That one?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Can I get the feeling with a lot of them that they just wrote like a placeholder, either like a couple of lines or a verse that they think, I'll come back to that later. It's like, oh shit, it's due tonight. Sod it, send it. There we go.
It's like half of the songs take that ever produced.
Yeah.
Now you can say what you like about me, but you leave take that alone.
I would if they paid their taxes.
Well, it's only Gary. It's only Gary.
He
He's a
brings
damn
them
good
all
songwriter.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Actually,
all right,
Howard, before Take That came back again with the flood, Howard made his living DJing in Ibiza, didn't he, for a while?
Yes, he did. Yeah, and got
He's a
quite
tall-
good, got well renowned for it.
That's a tall one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
He had,
the tall
he
bushy
had
head
the,
man.
He had the dreadlocks.
And
Oh,
when they changed their image, that broke my
understand that.
heart. That absolutely destroyed me. I vowed never to like another boy band again. That was just more than my little 10-year-old brain could take.
But to be fair, everyone knows the best boy band were Five. It's not even up for debate.
Yeah.
They were after Take That, and I'd already gone on my boy band embargo by that point.
Boy band embargo.
And embargo would be a great name for a boy band.
Ironically.
There's some debate going off in the chat. Weirdly, two people are having a debate about Henry VIII.
That was my favourite.
He
I
is.
got lost on that because I'm not to sing it. It's my favourite song.
Jordan Stokes and Lisa Stokes seem to be discussing it and then writing out the lyrics, which is just the same thing over and over again.
Well, actually, Alex, sorry to interrupt. Someone's mentioned Dappy there. You probably don't know this, but I was actually there when Dappy and Tulissa heard about Prince dying. They were absolutely in tears, and I thought, this is what it sounds like. N-Dubs cry.
How was that not a denied?
No, I like that. That's good. I like that a lot.